Thank you very much. And now, now we are in SharePoint Saturday Live 2022. Really great. I'm part of here. Really thanks for the team uh, in given an opportunity to share my knowledge here. Thank you very much. Yeah, and also big thanks to the sponsors. That they supporting us, and in everywhere the community events they are supporting and they are helping all the uh, infrastructure and everything. This is really great. Thank you very much for the sponsors. Okay, yeah, just we come with the day. I'm going to talk about build and deploy adaptive card extension with SharePoint framework. Okay, before that, I'll just brief about myself. I'm Jenkins Ns. I'm a modern workspace solution architect consultant. I'm from Chennai, India. Let's say it's the night. I can say good evening for who is part of Colombia and Berlin everywhere, and who are part of other regions like good morning and good afternoon or good night based on their region. Okay, um, and I am a MEP, MCT as well as international speaker, author, and trainer. Okay, when it comes to the expectation side, I'm a specialist for Microsoft Teams, Power Platform, and SharePoint framework. I'm also as organizer for M365 Bangalore, is in Chennai, nearby Chennai. That's Bangalore, another city, and also AMS ambassador. And I'm a SharePointer since 2005. You can easily connect myself with the LinkedIn, my blog, or my YouTube channel. That's based on your preference. You can connect, and also my Twitter account. And also, I recently published a book for Microsoft Teams. That's who are interested to develop an apps. Obviously, it's a really good start to do the development, so app development part. Okay, that's my brief introduction. Anyone you want to comment, you can ping me more on in myself. Okay, yeah. Today I'm going to talk about build your SharePoint framework as an adaptive card. The reason behind is Microsoft introduced Viva connections. Okay, then we need to bring a mobile view everywhere as a look and feel. We need to make it as a card view. Okay, that's a they introduced the adaptive card inside the SPFx extension. Okay, just to give whoever new to SPFx, just give small overview, and I can move forward to the second stage. Okay, first you can understand is a SharePoint framework is a modern client development tool. Before that, in up to SharePoint 2013, still 2016 and 2019 also is possible to do the server-side web parts, but there is a lot of limitations. That's something like we can have an on-premises environment. We need required proper development environment to do all the stuff and deploy everything is a server. There's no way to deploy by a contributor or anything. There's a lot of difference, and we should be a server-side technology. Now the modern client environment, why they introduced? Because of SharePoint Online. We everyone moved from on-premises to online. Then that scenario, we need a lightweighted as well as online is deployed in Microsoft environment, right? We need to plan to deploy our own custom because everyone have their own line of business. Okay, that's all line of business. We need to develop a web parts. Okay, that's a practice from we started from SharePoint 2003. Okay, 2002 onwards. That's a ASP itself we started. That's it. When you are thinking about customization and our own line of business to implement and share in the page, then we need to think about web part. Okay, without web part, no other option to do that in the SharePoint environment. When you come to SharePoint environment with the SharePoint Online, that is nothing but Microsoft 365 SharePoint Online. We need a SPFs because of we don't have option to deploy in the environment. That's the reason Microsoft introduced the client-side deployment option, and we can able to deploy in the Microsoft SharePoint catalog, and we can use this is a lightweight web and mobile access. It's automatically managed with the mobile because it's a modern environment in SharePoint. We have classic as well as modern. Nowadays, 90% of using modern environment and backward compatibility. It support open source. This is the first thing Microsoft introduced in 2017, supported the open source. SPF is the first one they support. Now they have supported a lot of stuff. It's a Teams, Viva connections, and we have AMR. Like that, everywhere they supported. But This is the first one they supported 2016 October. They started with the beta version and 2017 February they released it. Okay, that's the way we are come under the modern client development. This modern environment we started working on it. That's the reason we are moving to the SharePoint. You can say SharePoint framework, easier way to build your experience enterprise solution for Microsoft 365. That's automatic the sign-in on, automatic hosting, instant dev experience, industry standard tooling because of its support all. Right, and we can see in Microsoft SharePoint framework we have a lot of connectivity with the other stuff. So, okay, let's say you can see normally we nowadays popular is Microsoft Teams as well as Microsoft Viva connections, but always is the SharePoint online is the backend. Right? It's a backbone. Without that, nothing is happen. Okay, so because of every Teams, we have a team on SharePoint online, OneDrive, then Exchange, everything integrated. That's without that, it's not happen any Microsoft Teams. You can see SharePoint online have a web parts and extensions. What is extension? Web parts is nothing. The place we are building some part of item, they come web parts. Extension is nothing, but we are want to design changes or any list changes or library changes we use. In that part, Microsoft introduced the adaptive card extension. The reason behind is Microsoft introduced the Microsoft Viva connections. Teams we have a different tabs and apps. Viva connection comes all purely a card. We can able to create some dashboard like Viva connections dashboard, Viva Insights dashboard, Viva Sales dashboard, like that huge number of options now. I think that Viva pillars are now around 7 pillars. I think so. We have a pill. We can able to work on it and we can able to easily communicate to the mobile and get them because people are now very fast. We need to notify and do all the stuff very easily and effectively. We need to always time consuming and access from everywhere. A lot of challenges, right? We need to, that's all. We come at Microsoft Viva. Now Microsoft investing huge. These are Viva connections and Viva Insights, Viva Sales. Like that, we have to 7 pillars are there. We can able to learn from that. From there, we need a utilize from SPFs deployment because what's the reason SPFs in part of it? Because of we need already developing huge number of functionalities using SPFs you for SharePoint Online and Teams. Teams also SPF supporting for tabs, message extensions. That same deployment area we can deploy and able to use for Viva connection. That's the benefit, right? We don't need to deploy multiple times. Same application, we can add one more web part like V extension as a Viva, as an adaptive card extension, then you can deploy in our Viva. Okay, that's the benefit on that. That's the reason we are coming this place. Okay, to deploy the adaptive cards. Okay, when you come to adaptive cards, now I give some overview about SharePoint framework and where we come from there and how we are going forward. Adaptive card, what is adaptive card? First, we need to understand, right? That's just something like an adaptive card is a JSON serialized card object model. It's a basic structure of card is follows, right? Adaptive card, we have a body, we have actions like that. Okay, the main reason my everyone introduced with an adaptive card when you come to iOS, Android, everywhere, when you develop the application, we need a proper app scenario we need to bring. That's the reason and lightweighted and something like UI friend because UI is very important, right? This mobile users feel that if you are opening using HTML, it's look like very dull model, right? That compared to that, Adaptica they bringing huge number of uh, way of displaying the content and JSON format, we serialized card we can able to send. That's it is all lightweight, right? If you're using JSON, then obviously it's a lightweight. Many hearts have the set of actions to submit it or insert it, update it. Like that, they will do the action part also. That's why we have three major structure is that adaptive card is the top level, then body and actions. Okay. Inside that we have columns, we have a body test, like block, like the huge number of items. If we go this designer, you can able to see this adaptive card designer, right? And you go the adaptive card designer, you can see all the samples you can able to do. What are the controls available? The scheme for this way you can able to test was column like that. Okay, if we are using Microsoft Teams, we can use like this. Okay, if you are using Viva connections, okay, always adaptive card comes with the Viva connection with the SPFX. Okay, you do like this. We can able to see the version, which version you want to support and use it. Okay, up to now, since 1.6 is a preview, still 1.3 is a best versions are using by Teams and SPFx. That's a main thing. And we have two options. It's light and dark. We can able to, if you want a background color like dark or light, whatever you prefer, you can plan. Here the containers, image it like a huge number of elements and input objects. I test, date, time, number. These all the items are there. You can able to use. You can able to know more on the details. Just go above. You can see the schema explorer. See all the controls. What are the properties available and how we can use. What is the respond? You see, you get the command or view. You can just view in the top like that. We can have a huge options are there. We can able to use action set. This is a action part we can able to use. Okay, that's a way you can able to build the application and you can able to use that. Okay, and one more thing, SharePoint framework already is a scaffold uh, environment, right? You can able to no need just click next. You can able to create the application. The look and feel, I can show some example. You can see the dashboard experience using adaptive card. When you are using web dashboard experience, look like this. The full, we can able to see different views, right? It's a basic card, image card, primary card, like that. We have a different cards, and also we have a views. Just you come to the Teams and mobile experience. Where these Viva dashboards, it's available for Teams also. When you see the left hand side, you can see that's a team version. It's look like team objects, right? The element, button, link, how it looks. Same way we can see the intranet mobile view. Okay, see here the intranet mobile view. You can see that images and everything. Okay, that's the same thing with a different view. Okay, this is from the Teams. This is from the SharePoint. Okay, there's a way how we can bring in. Okay, and the middle is purely a web display. Okay, whatever you preferred in the web itself, we can see the right hand side we have a adaptive card display. Okay, when you come to the adaptive card development, because we are developers, always we need to know that. Okay, the basic prerequisite is SharePoint Framework 1.13. The 1.13 is work for 14 or 12. Okay, always I recommend 14 because of 12 is out of testers. Now they are Microsoft using 1.16 like that. Okay, let's say 1.16 released for SPFs. Okay, it start from 1.13 itself supported. Okay, you can able to use for 1.16. Still it's supporting because they are launched from last year October. That's the reason it's 1.13 version started from there. Adaptive code extension supported. Okay, that's why you can plan accordingly. It's an easy way to do that. And when you come to adaptive code views, okay. Uh, you can able to see here adaptive card view with a basic card view or image card view. That's the top one is the basic card. We can the right hand is the image card with the image with the content. The left hand middle is the primary test view, and we can see the quick view. We want to some mouse over and get some view information out of the button. For example, flight to JFK details with full detail of the ticket or something we want to show, we can use the quick view. And one more thing is external link. That's nothing but navigation part. Okay, you want to move from, for example, like a quick view, I can list out 10 or 15 PDFs or Excel files or whatever you want. That's all external link. We need to move a different view to open, right? Then you can use the external link object. These are the different views available in SharePoint Adaptive Card extension. Okay, that's a way we can able to use. Now understand, right? Whenever we are using adaptive card extension, we think about basic card, image card, and primary view card. That's nothing but is a template we need to use from your SharePoint SPFs. I'll show you multiple template. Okay, and the template itself, we can have a basic card and we have a quick view. Whatever you prefer, you can able to bring in, and I'll show you how to use it. Okay, and we can able to see the code walkthrough how we understand and how we rendering the adaptive card extension. Okay, how you mapping. Okay, whenever you are adding some views and how it will render and how it will adding, this all main reason we need to understand. Okay, how they are mapping with it. Okay, these all the different views: basic card view, image card view, and primary test card view. Okay, it's all nothing but it's a card and we can get the views also. Okay. Okay, now what I do is go and show a demo. Okay, let's say you can do the demo. Okay, just I can use start with the command prompt for SPFx. Just I use some folder here. For example, I can say I use this folder. Okay, I'll develop a new place CD. Okay, now I'll have folders, clear it, and making it a new directory. Okay, that's you can say. Let's say SPFx Saturday live. Okay, I can use the folder. Okay, then I can move to the that corresponding folder to start creating a web part. Okay, now you understand. We are going to create a adaptive card, and then we are going to use this one to your uh, SharePoint. Okay, when you got this one, what is the way to create a SharePoint framework? Normally we use Yo at sorry. Yo at Microsoft. That's a Yo is YAML generator. That's it will give the scaffolding steps. Let's say I can say Microsoft slash SharePoint. Okay. When you come to Yo at Microsoft slash SharePoint, it will allow you to develop a SharePoint framework web parts. Okay. Extensions and web parts. These both will support from the express. Okay. When you say I'm started with this folder. You can be able to see that folder here for reference. Okay, it's nothing is there. It's starting just now. See this version I'm having is YAML generator 1.15. That's SharePoint SPFx. 1.13 onwards is support, but right now is 1.16 already Microsoft released. Okay, that's the 1.15 is still in available in my system. Okay, we here you can see web part extension, library, and adaptive card extension. Right, web part is nothing but it's a web part. It's a small parts of functionality we can deploy in a SharePoint. Extension is nothing but we have a list changes or column changes you want to runtime you want to do or any header changes like that, then you can use the extension. Okay, and the third one is library. That's nothing but a component one. Whenever you want a common component develop for your organizations, you can use the library, and all across all the application developers use that component and build. This something a line of business for your company or your organization. You can use the common functionality. Okay. Final is adaptive card extension. This only is a recent release. When you work to the adaptive card extension, you can see already I told right 3 types of card. That's it. That's it. All template they provide. For example, like start with the basic. I'll show you all 3. Okay, then you can easily differentiate how it works. Basic card template. This basic card template will use the basic card view. Okay, let's say go open. Is asking the name of the card. I can say SPFx ACE card. Uh, Basic card. Okay, just a small card I can create. Okay, it's running a application. It takes some scaffolding effort and run that. Whenever we are using SPFX, we need to everyone know we do the coding side, everything we refer using SPFX, right? So I can show the outer bars and how we can change everything also. All 3 web parts I can create. I can show you how it looks. Okay. In the meantime, we can see some other information. Okay, another thing is whenever you are using a adaptive card extension, then always remember that we are going to utilize in our Viva connections. Okay, Viva connections, that's nothing but whenever you are using your official stuff, right? Let's say we want to know about small information or employee information or official information in the small boxes. Then you go with that Viva dashboard in SharePoint. That one you can able to bring in the uh, dashboard page. Inside that we can able to use all these adaptive card. Okay, this is this nowadays we can see millions of users are using custom component build using SPFX. Okay, every month they building new items. Microsoft Viva, Microsoft Teams, and SharePoint all together. We can see easy way to extensibility of Microsoft 365. Okay, that advantage we are utilizing. Okay, that's something like automatic single sign-on. That means SharePoint having a by default sign on single sign on is there. No need to reuse or any seamlessly the SSO included in all platform they are hosted. Okay, no need to recreate or redeploy or nothing. And also we have automatic hosting. That's say when you SharePoint framework comes automatically hosted in Microsoft 365 without additional maintenance or operational cost. That's the biggest benefit, right? One place you deploy and you can able to access from Teams, Viva and SharePoint, all three. And industry standard toolings, that is nothing but we are using NPM test TypeScript and JavaScript, React. That way you can able to get the industry standards to use in our application. Okay. Okay, once you have developed the application, okay, we need to remember that how we are going to show the display in our application. Let's say I can log in with the Office 365. Uh, I can open the SharePoint. Okay, the meantime we can log in. Okay, let's say sign in. What happened? Yeah, it's come back. Okay, sorry. I think something is stuck. Okay, then I can say in a safe, I'm logging with my SharePoint site. Uh, we don't need to wait for the code to complete because we have a limited time, right? Yeah, I logged in. Okay, once we log in, yeah. Okay, now the application is still running and I'll go to the SharePoint. In one of the SharePoint site required to run it. What's the initial page you need to, which workspace you want to run? That's any SharePoint site is fine. We are using whatever SharePoint site regularly you are using, you can use that. Okay, that's for example. Here I use just to create a site also fine. Whatever site you want, you can able to create as a team site or communication site, doesn't matter. For example, SPFs. Why SharePoint is doing like this? But okay. Uh, Yes, running completely. It's taking, yeah, the web part is completed. Okay, that's now we are having the web part ready. Just I can go with the Visual Studio Code space dot. Okay, you're opening in the data. Okay, let's say. Okay, now the code is ready. Okay, when you come here, you can see the source code. Who are new to SharePoint framework, we need to remember that we have configuration node modules. There's a huge number of libraries there and the source codes. When you come to here and you can see. First one is adaptive card extension. This is a SPFs AC adaptive card extension basic card, right? Nothing but it's a small card we have. Okay, it's a quick view we have and we card it. There's a React elements. You can go here. We can see this card we are going to show. Okay, the view register ID that nothing but what ID we need to view. Quick view registration ID. Okay, let's say go here. You can see that mapping we need to do from here. Okay, that's nothing but where we are communicating. Okay, that's I come back. Okay, which one you want to show the view ID. Okay, and template part we can see the JSON template. Just they are showing the title and the subtitle, whatever value that is coming from here is a subtitle and title, and that's title and subtitle they are added here. Title, okay, this card name it will be there, and the subtitle will be there. The card view register ID, right? That's so we need to whatever the view register ID we need to use. Okay, return back. Return card is card view register ID. That card view register ID is available here from the quick view. Okay, that's a we can mapping here and there. Okay, that's I can show you how we can do it. First thing is now just out of box I can show you. Okay, just go Gulf. Before that, just map your SharePoint site. We use live, right? SPFs live. I think SharePoint only doing some problem. Oh God, why is SharePoint doing some? I think the browser is throwing some error. Just you can say. Whenever you are using the adaptive card extension or SPFx, first thing is before digging in the code, run the scaffold output and see what the adaptive card extension looks like. First, you need to do that. Okay, then the inner the development loop, the ACCE, this adaptive card extension, similar to the SPFX part, we can serve locally on the run in the worksbench. Okay, that means we can use the Gulf serve. Okay, once your local web server is running, navigate to the hosted worksbench and you can able to use it. Okay, whatever it is, that's nothing matter. Just you login is enough. Sorry everyone. Suddenly my system hanged and restart unexpectedly happened. Sorry. Really apologize on that. Okay. Unexpected stuff. Okay. Now you can
No
able to
problem.
see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Now we can see the code. Okay. Let's say already created. I'm not changing anything. Just out of box I can show you. Then I can change and show the difference. Okay. How we can do that? Let's say first run the application. Let's say I go to Gulf. So, we can before I can update the URL here in the config part, because it's a locally we are using workspace. We need to provide the URL for the SharePoint site. Okay, just I use the SharePoint site. Let's say Jenkins. I'll just use the same URL. Doesn't matter whatever the SharePoint site you are a site collection or it based on your